All right, my name's Nera. I'm from Ottawa, Ontario. Train out of Dynamo Barbell. It's a gym that I train at and also that I own. I've been lifting weights since I was about 13. In a gym since I was about 13. I think a lot of it started when I was about 11. My grandmother bought me my first chin-up bar, and I used to do a ton of chin-ups each time I walked in and out of my room. And then I kind of started from there.
Come on!
One of the first things I wanted to do was, well, two things. I wanted to dunk it because I was a big basketball player, so I bought this program called Air Alert 2 out of Slam magazine. And I wanted big arms to look good in a jersey on the court. So I started hitting the gym for those reasons, and started putting on size. Then I started playing football, started getting bigger and bigger and stronger and stronger. And I noticed that compared to a lot of my friends, I put on muscle a little bit better, but I also got stronger really quick, and especially in the lower body.
Come on! Start! Press! Come on! Nice, rest!
So bad.
At a young age, like it's kind of a joke in my family, because around 3.5, 4, first time I saw Conan, I was obsessed with it. So they'd always have to tell me, Conan's sleeping, let him rest, because I wouldn't shut up about it, and I always wanted to watch it. And with Conan, he's always pushing that wheel, and you see him growing as he's pushing that wheel. So in your mind, this guy's been doing this for years, and he turns into this big, strong guy. And then he seeks out help. He has these masters teaching him how to fight, and he becomes one of the best. So this kind of notion of working hard and putting your head down and pushing forward is kind of something I've always seen since I was just a little guy. And we look at all the other movies that like my generation's grown up with. Most of us were big on all these martial arts movies. So I'm watching Van Damme, and the guy's training, and then he goes to the kumite and he fights. Or in Kickboxer, he goes and seeks some grandmaster in a jungle so he can get revenge on his brother. So we see these things, and it's kind of ingrained in us that if we put our head down and we train and we push forward, that the fruits of our labor will come. And that's kind of how I've always seen it. It's like I look at some people, or I listen to some of the kids that I'm coaching, or look on the internet, and a lot of people have this instant gratification attitude. They expect things now. They want it right away, and they're not really willing to put the work in, or they simply just don't even understand. I mean, getting strong is a process, and it's something that's happened for years. I remember once I heard this analogy, and it's perfect when it comes to gaining strength. So you have this jar, and every time you train, you put a grain of rice into it. So every time you train, you put a grain of rice into it, boom. Every day, next day, put a grain of rice into it. Years go by, that grain of rice is full. So I look at me, I've always had troubles not training because I get really antsy, I can't sleep, tension. I've always wanted to train. So, I'm getting pretty old now, been lifting weights for like 17 years. That's a lot of rice in the jar, right? Never taken more than 3 days off, 4 days off. That's a lot of rice in the jar. I see a lot of people who they think they've been training a long time because they're going 3-4 times a week for 6 months. It's like, shut up. You haven't done anything. You haven't embraced the process, you've tried it. You haven't stuck with it, you've tried it. Make it a lifestyle, let the jar fill up, and then let's see where you're at.
Easy way, buddy, come on. Ready? 3, 2. Come on!